How to budget your money. If you want to control your spending and work toward your financial goals, you need a budget. A written, monthly budget is a financial planning tool that allows you to plan how much you will spend or save each month. It also allows you to track your spending habits. Take a few minutes each day to record your expenses, rather than putting it off until the end of the month. If you're not confident that you can budget your money, adopt the envelope system, where you divide cash for spending into separate envelopes for different spending categories. When an envelope becomes empty, you'll have to stop spending in that particular category. As you use your budget, keep an eye on how much you have spent. A good budget can help keep your spending on track and even uncover some hidden cash flow problems. That might free up even more money to put toward your other financial goals. 1. Create emergency fund. Before creating budget, try to save emergency fund. Many experts recommend you try to build up minimum 12 months of emergency expenses. We suggest you start with an emergency fund of at least $50,000, enough to cover emergencies like job loss or car breakdown, etc. You can't get out of debt without a way to avoid more debt every time something unexpected happens. And you'll sleep better knowing you have a financial cushion. Regular contributions can help you build up to 6 to 12 months worth of living expenses. You shouldn't expect steady progress because emergencies happen, but at least you'll be able to manage them. 2. Track your monthly income. It's helpful to keep track of and categorize your spending so you know where you can make adjustments. Write your monthly income in notebook or computer to identify the amount of money you have coming in. If your income is in the form of a regular paycheck where taxes are automatically deducted, then using the net income or take-home pay amount is fine. Your final take-home pay is called net income, and that is the number you should use when creating a budget. If you have a variable income, for example, from a seasonal or freelance job, consider using the income from your lowest earning month in the past year as your baseline income when you set up your budget. If you have a hobby or a talent, you may be able to find a way to supplement your income. Having an extra source of income can also be helpful if you ever lose your job. If your income is higher than your expenses, you are off to a good start. This extra money means you can put funds towards areas of your budget, such as retirement savings or paying off debt. Determine fixed and variable expenses. Fixed expenses are those mandatory expenses that you pay the same amount for each time. Include items like mortgage or rent payments, car payments, internet service, trash pickup, and regular childcare. If you pay a standard credit card payment, include that amount and any other essential spending that tends to stay the same from month to month. If you plan to save a fixed amount or pay off a certain amount of debt each month, also include savings and debt repayment as fixed expenses. Variable expenses are the type that will change from month to month, such as groceries, gasoline, entertainment, eating out. 3. Set your financial goals. Before you start sifting through the information you've tracked, make a list of all the financial goals you want to accomplish in the short and long term. Short-term goals should take no longer than a year to achieve. Long-term goals, such as saving for retirement or your child's education, may take years to reach. Remember, your goals don't have to be set in stone, but identifying your priorities before you start planning a budget will help. For example, it may be easier to cut spending if you know your short-term goal is to reduce credit card debt. Automate your saving plan. Sometimes, remembering to save can be a struggle. Automate as much as possible so the money you've allocated for a specific purpose gets there with minimal effort on your part. An accountability partner or online support group can help, so that you're held accountable for choices that blow the budget. 4. Make a plan. Use the variable and fixed expenses you compile to help you get a sense of what you'll spend in the coming months. With your fixed expenses, you can predict fairly accurately how much you'll have to budget for. Use your past spending habits as a guide when trying to predict your variable expenses. You might choose to break down your expenses even further, between things you need to have and things you want to have. For instance, if you drive to work every day, gasoline probably counts as a need. A monthly music subscription, however, may count as a want. This difference becomes important when it's time to make adjustment. 5. Change your habits if necessary. Once you've done all this, you have what you need to complete your budget. Having documented your income and spending, you can start to see where you have money left over or where you can cut back so that you have money to put toward your goals. Want to have expenses are the first area to look for spending cuts. Can you skip movie night in favor of a movie at home? Try adjusting the numbers you've tracked to see how much money that frees up. If you've already adjusted your spending on wants, evaluate your spending on needs. You may need internet at home, but do you need the fastest available? Lastly, if the numbers still aren't adding up, you can look at adjusting your fixed expenses. Doing so will be much more difficult and require greater discipline, but on close inspection, a need may just be hard to part with. Such decisions come with big trade-offs, so make sure you carefully weigh your options. Small savings can add up to a lot of money, so don't overlook the little stuff. You might be surprised at how much extra money you accumulate by making one minor adjustment at a time. 6. Review your budget periodically. It's important that you review your budget on a regular basis to be sure you are staying on track. You can also compare your monthly expenses to those of people similar to you. Few elements of your budget are set in stone. You may get a raise, your expenses may increase, or you may have reached your goal and want to plan for a new one. Whatever the reason, keep checking in with your budget following the steps above. If you like this video, please subscribe and comment, share your friends and family. Thank you for watching.